Hello, I'm Karina Ramig, and I am the high school academic dean as well as a high school science teacher. I've created this video for you to introduce you to our new learning management system, Canvas. So I'll show you how to log in, how to navigate it, and also how to monitor your students' activity in her courses. You'll want to start off in the Vericros parent portal. You should have all received information about how to log in there. You have a special login for that and password. That login is the same information you're going to use to access Canvas. A lot of things have moved to Canvas, but not everything. So you're still going to use Vericros for the Magnus Health portal, for the school calendar, for paying tuition, if we're back on campus, for looking at the My School Bucks. Most other things, though, have migrated to Canvas. By the time you're watching this video, there will probably also be a big red Canvas button on the right side of the screen. So when you click on that Canvas button, it's going to bring you to a login screen that looks like this. So you're going to enter your Forest Ridge username and Forest Ridge password and hit login. That's going to bring you directly to Canvas to your dashboard. So let's take a look at some of the navigation features of Canvas. The left side is the global navigation. So you will always see this bar on the left side no matter what course you're looking at. Your account information has some things you might want to check out. So first of all, look at the settings. And the important thing to look at with settings is over here on the right side. This shows the contact information that we have loaded in Canvas for you. So your email should be listed there. You may have other contact listed as well. If you want to change any of those, you can edit the settings. I recommend just having an email there. If you also want to put in like a cell phone number, you can if you want to receive texts. The other thing under settings you want to look at, or under your account here, is notifications. Some of you have already been getting notifications from teachers for different classes. This is where you can change those settings so you're not receiving as many notifications or you're not receiving them as frequently. So for each of these options, there are 4 types of notifications you can get. You can get a notification right away, which is usually within a minute of something being posted or changed. You can get a daily summary of everything that's happened in a course, a weekly summary, or just nothing. So for example, if, and I can hover over these titles, these activities, to find out what it means. So if a teacher has changed a due date of something, as a parent, I don't really care. So I have gone ahead and X that out. I don't want to be sent anything for that. Similarly, if a grading policy changes or any course content changes or files are uploaded, I don't need to hear about that. If there's an announcement that that teacher has made, and I know that the teacher is using the announcements to communicate to families, I actually want to know that right away. So I'm going to just go ahead and put the check mark from that. If you find that teachers are using announcements primarily to talk to students, you might just want to turn that off or just have a daily or weekly summary. So you can go ahead and go through these and change your options. I really highly recommend turning most of them off or just having daily and weekly summaries. It can get a little bit overwhelming in your inbox if you're getting instant notifications from everything. Another place on this global navigation bar that's important to look at is these helpful links. So if you need to get back to Vericros, maybe to make a tuition payment or look at the school calendar, that's the very first link. You can also easily get to the Forest Ridge website here. I'm going to go over to dashboard again. And let's take a look at the right hand of this screen, the right side. All of these things under coming up, these are either class meetings or events or due dates that your student has coming up in the next week. You can also view that in a calendar view, and they're color-coded by class, as well as the student can put in just personal events. And that you can see on the left side, that global navigation, that's what that calendar is. So if we go back to the dashboard, you can also get a quick view of your students' grades in all classes instead of looking at individual grade books. So click on this View Grades. Here are the 3 courses that my student is enrolled in. It is the beginning of the year, so she doesn't have any grades yet. But that doesn't mean there's nothing in there. So I can actually click on the course and get directly to a more detailed grade book. So I can see here there have been a couple things assigned, and my student has completed one of them. And I know that she has completed that because under score, there's a symbol. So in this case, it's a check mark, meaning it's been checked off, marked complete. If there's a file, you'll see a little symbol for a file or a video or something like that, indicating that something has been submitted. There may not be a score yet, so the teacher just needs to look at it. I can also see here by this submission that there's a comment. So I can click directly on that, and I will see the comment below. There may be some other symbols as well, such as rubrics, that you can click on to see them. If I want to see more detail about that assignment, I can click on the name of it, and that's going to pull up the submission page that my student completed. So I can look directly at the submission here. More importantly, I can view feedback from the teacher directly on that submission. So if I look here, I can see that submission that the student posted, as well as comments from the teacher. So if I go back to the dashboard, because I am in the grade book right now for a particular class, but if I just want to view and see what's happening in a class, I can click on the class name from the dashboard. This is going to bring me to the welcome screen for the class. Most of your classes, you'll find a welcome video from the teacher, and I encourage you to spend a couple minutes, read through the information here, watch those videos. Some teachers have created special videos for families to introduce you to them. At the bottom of that welcome page are a couple really helpful buttons. So to get to announcements, that button is here. The course overview brings you to the syllabus for the class. The Q&A is just a Q&A discussion board for the students. And then the learning modules is going to bring you to a page in Canvas that really houses the content and structure for the class. So if we click on that, this brings you to those modules. There might be some information open up here. This is where the course syllabus lives. You can read about your teacher, and here's just some Canvas training information for the students. Underneath that are modules, and these are mostly organized by week. So you can see the week that each of these is showing what's happening and all the materials that were used in that class. So I am on week 1 right now. And for most of the classes, these modules are going to have a very, very similar look and feel. So a very similar structure. I can see an overview for the week. I can also see agendas for each class meeting. So if you're curious what your student is doing while she is in a Zoom call or a Teams meeting for that hour, you can click on those agendas and see what's happening in that class and what they're doing. These agendas should have the activities that are happening in that class, as well as instructions or links to where that student needs to go to access the materials or the resources for that activity. And many of those will be linked directly to other Canvas pages where the student is able to submit her work as well. Other important things to look at in those, let me go back here. In those course pages, you can get to the course grade book and view your students' grades. You can see a list of things coming up just for that course, and the calendar. Also, you can, turn on and off different classes if you just want to see what's happening in one particular course. Another important thing to note is you can observe activity in the class. You can see what the teacher is assigning, what students are doing. You cannot submit anything. So a submit button will not be there for you. You can't look at or take quizzes and tests. You also can't look at discussions just for privacy for the students. You should now have the tools that you need to see what's happening in your students' classes and to monitor her progress. If you have questions, be sure to check out the document that Courtney Caldwell is sending out with questions and answers. And if you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to email me. Thank you.